I've marked off the part of the head that's going to be covered in these two pieces. We have the two pieces cut. One for there, one for there, to create anime head proportions. Yeah, they're just sitting loose right now, but you can see the general idea. I'm trying to do all that with one hand. So I'm going to carpet tape those down. I'll show you what it looks like. Pointer note, when you're buying supplies, don't cheap out. You know, don't just get a little roll at the dollar store or something. Go to a supplier. You're going to use something 1,000 times. Buy something big. This I got, well, when you buy in bulk, you get stuff cheaper. This cost me like 15 bucks. It was about an inch or two wider, about 2 inches wider when I got it. But that was several years ago now, and I haven't needed to go buy more. So don't cheap out and buy little bitty pieces. Buy big packages of things. Let's tape this together. Much as carpet tape is useful in this instance, it's also a mess and it's a pain in the dick. It takes longer. I prefer the spray glue. As much mess as the spray glue makes, but we have the back of the head built up to anime proportions, about half the width of the shoulders. Let's see. Trying to line it up here. Yeah, about half the width of the shoulders, roughly. The next thing we got to do is the face, which will be it will be curved down, recreating the forehead, tapering straight in. The eyes will be carved off and enlarged, so they'll become anime eyes. Bottom line is still in the right spot for it, but they got to be bigger. So we got to put more of a face on it. Also, at some point, possibly and probably in my shop here, but equally as possibly in transit or in the store, she fell on her nose. I didn't notice that until right now. That's okay. That can be dealt with. Just have to do a nose job. Okay, so I'll work on the next piece and let you know where it goes from there. There we go. I haven't worked on this in a day or two. The compression you see coming loose from the carpet tape there, peeling it off. That's fine. That's fine. We'll stick everything back together as best we can. I cut the next couple of pieces on this. It's going to be there. It's going to look like she's wearing a Nushanka. But this is all going to be covered up. Once it's all taped on, it's going to be kind of mummified with hockey tape here. It'll give it a little bit of compression. It'll make a flat plate and allow me to actually draw where the eyes are going to be before I get the spandex skin over top of it. Okay, so I'll tape all that on. I'll cover it with this, and I'll show you what I got. Firmly attached. Starting to get a little bit of a anime head shape to it, or looking like a helmet. I'll start covering it with the hockey tape and see what happens. Now that we've completed our pumpkin head white trash paper mache sculpture here, she structurally has anime proportions, roughly. Let's see how roughly. If we put anime eyes on here, which would extend to there-ish, they would start in the same spot. They'd be a little higher. And just with a pencil, see what we get. Round eye on here. Start it in about the right position. For where it's going to be painted on after the skin goes on. This is just to reinforce against the compression so that it keeps rigid. This will be invisible underneath it. Okay, how's that look? Looks kind of like an eye. It's in the right position. Going to be able to put a wig on over top, so they're not going to be able to see the ears anyway, so I'm not going to worry about those. All right, so the next step after this is getting the skin ready for it. And after that, once I get the skin ready to go on it, I will attach it to the neck. Actually, I might just attach it to the neck first, then get the skin ready, because the skin's going to stitch on along here, closing everything permanently. Okay, so let's get it kind of looks right. Looks right enough. With skin on it, it'll look better. So that's a step. And we'll see you next time. It happens that I get engrossed in what I'm doing when I'm working, and I forget to start recording. So you missed a bunch of what went on. But the head, now fully built up to anime proportions, has been attached. The hood has been put over it, which creates the skin. And I have butcher hand stitched down the back of the neck here, which it's butchery. I'm terrible at hand stitching. But I'm currently blanket stitching, again, by hand, along the edge of the head skin, stitching it onto the body skin. I have also cut the pieces which are going to become the hands. Those will be stretched over and stitched in place, blanket stitched along the edge of the sleeve there, over top of the hand, and the shape of the fingers will be hand stitched in where they go along here, just to differentiate. It's going to be a mitten. Fingers aren't going to be able to move, but it'll be a hand. So yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through the tedium of me bitching and pissing and moaning as I'm hand stitching it. So once all the hand stitching's done, I'll show you the next step.